Moses, takes the Jews out of Egypt. I mean, he grew up in the court of Pharaoh, familiar with the protocols of a kingdom, familiar with the ideas of government, familiar with how to govern a country. I mean, he grew up in the court of Pharaoh. And then he has the experience of redeeming the Jewish people from Egypt, the plagues and so on and so forth. He takes them through the Red Sea, deals with the complaints, deals with their rebellions, takes them into the desert, and God speaks to him. He's a prophet. He's brilliant. He is humble, etc. Yitro, his father-in-law, comes to him in the desert and gives him some advice. Advice about how to run the court system, advice about how to speak to people, etc., etc. Whatever the advice is, Moshe accepts it. So it's interesting. It says, Vayishma Moshe l'kol chosno. Moshe listened to the voice of his father-in-law. The Kotzker Rebbe said, the main lesson that we learn from this parsha, from Yitro giving Moshe advice and Moshe listening to his advice, he says, the main lesson is listen to people. Listen to people's advice. Accept it from whoever it is. If it makes sense, accept it. It doesn't. Your ego should not get in the way. The person's background. Yitro had been an idolater. He'd been a priest of idol worship. He was pagan and he was his father-in-law. And yet Moshe, with all of his background, all of his brilliance and all of his education and his prophecy, he listens to Yitro, his father-in-law. That, the Kotzker says, is the main lesson. To listen to other people and to accept something which is true, no matter who says it. Have a wonderful Shabbos. This is Mordechai Becher with the Gateways Parshat Vlog.